Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Disco Elysium with me, Bring It On. Let's try
Yes.
this
What is it?
perception check. She doesn't look up from the keyboard. Put on the headphones.
Everything disappears. You are draped in silence like a drowning man staring into his puny little headspace. And then the pressure changes.
What does it mean?
It feels like flying on an aerostatic, or when your ears pop, or like a subtle difference in the atmosphere, a weather change hanging in the air. What if the sound you're looking for is too low for you to hear it?
Soona, take off the headphones. What if we just need a better sound system?
A better sound system? Alright, but where would we get one?
She repeats.
Suddenly, a rhythmic beat permeates the walls, causing a small patch of decorative stucco to crumble onto the wooden floor.
They should really allocate some renovation funds to this place.
Murmurs the lieutenant, inspecting the damage done to the arabesques?
No. What they really should do is shut down the disco men for disturbing neighborhood peace.
Yes, but they could help with the speakers.
You mean the speed freaks?
She closes her eyes as more dance music invades the holy silence of the sanctuary.
Of course. The speed freaks. They have a fantastic sound system. And you think they would help me?
They would, if you wouldn't mind them moving in with you.
I guess I could live through a week or two of peaceful coexistence.
Great, I'll go talk to them then.
Sure. Let me know how it goes. Thanks, officer.
She lingers for a moment before adding. Alright, well let's see if we can't get them to work together. The collaboration of a lifetime. So I know that the Ravers are trying to build a drug lab, but I feel like Egghead is actually here for the music. I know these guys are, you know, trying to sell drugs, but this guy, he's all about the music. He's all about the passion.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
I'm here to talk about the church again.
Yes? What's the deal?
Good news. I managed to convince Soona. She's okay with you guys moving in, but on one condition. She needs your speakers for her project.
We are grateful, Copman. You're a true ally and the augury of a new era of Nordic dance music.
The Speed Freak smiles, happier than he's ever been before. You're gonna have to share a space for a couple of weeks, so she gets her research finished.
That's fine. We can manage.
He grins, excited.
And what about the side business? Have you made up your mind?
You mean the drug lab? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. It's illegal, you see. Refuse to set it up.
Oh man, really? You're a complete ballbuster.
His smile wanes slightly.
Fine. We can make do. It's going to take us a bit to move our stuff inside. A couple of hours, maybe. Come check back later. Let's get moving.
He seems disappointed. And then Andre waves to the other Speed Freaks. So I wonder, since it's 2 a.m., time's not going to pass. I wonder if I can actually finish this. Right now, if I have to come back in the morning and let a couple of hours pass. Well, when I sleep, time will pass, so. We'll see. Oh, they're done. Sweet. Let's start with a cell, I think.
She's whistling a melody, her trusty contact mic attached to a wooden pulpit. At the sound of your footsteps, she stops what she was doing and turns to you.
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. The sounds travelling through the wood are pretty cool. Creaks and stuff. Like you're underwater, you know? But like, underwater inside a tree.
She gives you a shy smile.
And no, it's got nothing to do with Contact Mike.
But Contact Mike is...
No. I actually wanted to thank you for getting me and my friends in here, and we even found some new associates, such as they are.
She cuts you off before you can finish the sentence. How's everyone doing?
Good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and dancing. Egghead's been keeping the party up. He's got the stage under control. Soona, the programmer, she's doing whatever she does behind that radio computer of hers. She doesn't talk to us much, and the crab man hasn't shown himself, thank God.
And now can you tell me about your associates?
Sure. You helped us out. I can repay the favour. What do you want to know?
Tell me about Soona.
Ah, she's a bit odd, I have to say. Doesn't talk much. I'm not really sure how to vibe with her, you know? Seems like she's not in a very good mood most of the time. But earlier today she told me about Welkins, and she seemed oddly happy, like she had some idea with those little creatures. Some artistic idea. I didn't really listen, I was busy with my mic.
Sell grimaces, as if it's the first time hearing the word. What about Tiago?
Oh, the crab man. Still gives me the creeps the way he moves. But he doesn't actually come down that much, just climbs around the rafters.
She shudders.
I just tried to stay away from the crab man. But he talks to Noid. They seem to have some thing going on.
Oh, he talks to Noid. What for?
Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow. They're both crazy enough, I guess.
And what does he do up there?
Who knows? He doesn't really answer our questions, see? Not that it's easy to ask them. What are we supposed to do, yell up at the tower?
She shrugs. Well, thanks. About the others.
Who do you want to know about?
Tell me about Andre.
Andre? He's a cool guy. Doesn't really come off as one, but he is. To me, at least. He takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision. For what life should be, you know? He tries to push things until everything falls into place. He's an organiser.
What has he organized?
Nothing. But then again, there's nothing to organise around here either. He really wants this church thing to work. Must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was an augury. I don't know where he got that from. Andre's not super intelligent.
She smiles.
I've never seen him so psyched about anything though. And he's often psyched. Looks sort of desperate, like it's his last chance or something. Or maybe he was just high. I mean, not that he does drugs, just high, you know.
On life?
Yes. Anyway.
Is Andre your boyfriend?
Yes.
She nods. Tell me about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
Tell me about Noid.
He's a four-burger, I guess, like the rest of us. Okay, maybe not Egg, I don't know about him, but Noid and the rest are from Forburg, making the pilgrimage up north to visit the Elysium. He's real hardcore about the lifestyle.
What does he do?
What do you mean do? Like for a living?
Yes.
He's a carpenter, trained and all. He's very good, he just doesn't have the mindset to work like that, in a shop somewhere.
What kind of mindset is that?
He abides by the hardcore, sir. You would have to ask him yourself.
And you?
Sir, I abide by the law.
She gives you a switchblade smile.
A strange feeling. Every now and then, something feels off about the way she speaks. She doesn't change tone, but you feel as though there's more about her than she lets on.
What is this pilgrimage you're talking about?
It's just something poor Forburg kids do every spring. To pass the time, we walk the entire length of Boogie Street, up to Jamrock. Or as much as possible.
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering.
Let's say I haven't been down Boogie Street.
Okay. Then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants and all kinds of different people.
I might just do that if I make it there alive.
Yeah. I hope you do.
She says, then adds. Actually, tell me about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
What's the deal with Egghead?
What do you mean?
What does he think he's doing when he yells all that stuff?
Oh, that. He's the party boy.
He told me as much. What exactly is a party boy?
And Nordic music doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as rock. That's to say they're a bit backward. No offence if you like rock music though. Rock music's cool by me.
Pachoo, pachoo, swish. Your credentials as the resident future man of Revachol are being questioned. Show her you're hip with the times, Gramps.
No offense taken. Go on.
Anyway, even if you don't have vocals, you still need someone to say something every now and then, right? To urge things on. That's where the party boy comes in. He basically just stands on the stage and dances and yells how awesome everything is. It's very catchy.
I understand. People are usually afraid to do things if others aren't already doing them. Dancing makes you dance, like sneezing makes you sneeze, or yawning makes you... Anyway.
He looks around, a little embarrassed of the enthusiasm of his interjection. And where's he from? How long has he been with you guys?
Actually, we don't know where he's from, or who he is, really. One time we were out partying somewhere in backwater Forburg. Or maybe even Coal City. I can't remember. Maybe it was Coal City.
The worst of the banlieues. A wretched heap of closed-down mines, even west of Jamrock, on the dusty slope of Montmartin, the remotest possible area of Revachol. No one even wants to exploit those people anymore.
Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning, all night long. Just kept yelling until he didn't have a shred of voice left. When the sun came up over the mines. There were mines? Yeah, it was in Coal City.
She nods.
Egg came with us. He made this wheezing puppy dog sound all the way back. Couldn't even speak. It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just wheezed the whole way. We never really asked why he came with us, or who he was. I think his name is Jermaine. People are sweet.
She says quietly.
You can see it must have been a great night. The memory causes her to go silent for a moment or two. You wish you'd been there.
Alright, tell me about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
Actually, do tell me about yourself.
Me? Again?
Yes, I forgot. Tell me about yourself.
I told you, I'm a silver bird.
There's that phrase again. It really reminds you of something.
What does that mean?
It means I don't answer questions about myself.
There's more to you than you let on. What am I not seeing?
All right,
She picks up the tape recorder and looks you in the eye.
there is.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Alright, thank you. Some other questions? Ooh, catch the silver bird. Reaction speed. I don't have a very high chance. Let's see. We can boost that real fast. And I have one piece of clothing that affects it. Yeah. The beanie. Alright, that'll have to do.
Welcome back.
Wait, why'd I go down? What? Had a +1 to something.
Welcome back.
Didn't I? I guess it had to do it while I was in dialogue there. Well, that sucks. We'll try it.
Welcome back.
Alright, catch the silver bird.
Oh, passaron
Holy crap.
de agent. It flutters by your ear.
Well, I guess I was due for a crit.
It's what the Zemoyaki, the Gradian community in Revachol, call a person who never breaks under interrogation. It's an organized crime term.
Alright, so I was talking, so I didn't catch how to pronounce this. So, Au Passard d'Argent.
Excuse me?
She casually brushes her hand through the air.
She's attempting to remain calm, but the phrase made her flinch.
I remember now. It's a Zelmyaki term. Or Zemoyaki term. For someone who won't break under questioning. An organized crime term.
What do you mean?
The silver bird.
All right. My father was a Zemyaki. He died years ago. He was a bad man. Not a lot of good things to say about him and what he did.
She concedes.
He bought the family a huge house, so we got to live, at least temporarily, in a giant castle in Jamrock. And then he died.
What happened next?
What do you think? The competition came and took everything away. It was like in a war zone.
She's gritting her teeth.
So after his death, we had nothing left, and we were in danger. My mother had to change her name, mine too. We left it all behind.
Are you sure about that? What about this drug lab plan?
It was a stupid idea, and I'm still disappointed I came up with it.
Aren't there any local authorities who might look down on such activities?
I took that into account, of course. Coordinated the operation with the débardeurs, else they might get unhappy.
So, what you're saying is, Everard authorized this.
Not in person, but I let them know. You can't do anything without the fat ones getting wind. It wasn't too difficult to convince them, really. It's a good thing you ended that mess, though. I felt I was turning Dadwise into a corrupt business person. Unpleasant.
With a fluid gesture, you seize her wrist, a hand just centimeters from your nose.
What? Come on, this is all fine. You don't have anything on Everard now. That's not how these things work. Yeah, we should confront Everard about this. Maybe we can manipulate him in using the information.
No, I don't think it would lead anywhere with Everard. He's just going to deny it.
Yeah. Have you seen Everard?
She really draws out the word. Alright, well, that's it for now. Let's talk to Egghead next. Over here.
DeLorean Church! The place to be! Make some noise, my church people!
Large speakers are set up behind the young man, blasting a familiar song.
Vibrations thump through your blue soul. The music sounds much better in the church. He stands on stage behind a table, nodding along to the music and waving his hand in the air. In front of him, the audio mixer, one reel spinning. The other reel deck is empty. Cables run hither and thither. On one side you see an auxiliary line in with the number 4.5 written next to it.
How do you like it in the church?
Yeah! Back on the case! No disgrace! Bring it down to party place!
He pumps his fist in the air.
The first page of the second chapter!
His voice echoes all around the grand hall.
Could it be? Maybe for him, you only have a chapter or two left in you. Last of the penultimate, more like.
Yeah, it's all set up, man. Can you already imagine 1,000 people in here? 10,000!
He waves his hands in an unbelievably lame, non-hardcore manner.
Ecstatic vibrations, totally transcendent. And I've finished setting up the new compressor too.
He looks at the imposing black box in the corner that's churning out the sound.
Now the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honors, detective?
What do you propose as the name, Andre?
The name! Everything I managed to come up with sounds just wrong.
He appears to mull it over, one hand idly touching his hair,
Andre's overthinking it.
says the girl with the microphone.
Yes, you should do it, detective. It would be good for the signs.
The speed freak with yellow beads around his neck is looking at you.
Noid's right. You've helped us so much. It's the right thing to do.
Acel, what do you suggest as the name?
How about something simple? Like the club?
Too modern and too ironic. We don't want ironic. We want real. Real and true and beautiful. Like a morning after the rave.
Andre shakes his spiky head. Egghead, you must have a lot of ideas.
Yakukata! Yakukata! The place to be!
The freak with the large head yells from the stage, waving his hand in the air.
Yeko Qatar, the zone of ecological catastrophe. That's too morbid, Egg. Got anything else?
Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega!
A witless, victorious smile adorns his face.
No, it has to be bigger than hardcore. Yes, it has to be even bigger than hardcore to the mega. It has to be bigger than the scene.
Andre looks worried as he comes to this realization. Noid, give me your 2 cents on the issue.
The amnesia.
Like the... I can't remember the name of the club, Amnesia.
Amnesia! It's not amnesia, guys.
Soona, do you have an opinion on this?
I don't.
Good. We have too many opinions anyway.
Kim, how would you name the club?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't build a club, and I wouldn't name it either.
An underground place with no name? Sounds like something the Crabman would say.
We're not going with anything the Crabman would say.
Why not? The Crabman has ideas, Estelle. Ideas from another level of consciousness.
I don't care. I don't like the Crabman, and I don't like his ideas. His ideas are spooky. Next, please.
Alright, I think I've come up with a name.
You have? Well, what's the name?
Andre stops touching his hair. They're not gonna like Disco Elysium. But I want to do it. Disco Elysium.
Like that DeLorean word for the world, you mean? Elysium.
It's also a paradise after death.
But Disco Elysium? Isn't it wacky? Disco's kind of gone, isn't it? Forgotten.
She looks unsure.
The past is the future, but the future is dead.
No, it's beautiful. Beautiful and brave. Like we want it to be.
And short. And memorable.
It's settled then. Everyone welcome to Disco Elysium.
A light beam washes over the dance floor, bathing it in violet blue.
Andre breaks into frenzied dance-like motion to celebrate the name. Someone turns up the beat.
Observe his movement. What are you doing, Andre?
I'm dancing.
He performs yet another strange pattern of moves. Doesn't look very cool or modern. Honestly, it looks kind of lame.
That soft core gyrating is supposed to be dancing?
We should talk about it. We should talk about your so-called dancing.
Yes, my man.
He jumps up and down with glee, his moves punctuated by the stroboscopic flash of the club lights.
Talk? What is there to talk about if you can express yourself with moves?
Oh, here we go.
Audio waves thump against your ribcage. The speaker setup makes everything sound much better, but the beat is still so weak.
I've been meaning to ask you, what's with the hair?
It's to express my individuality.
Is that a bald spot? It's hard to tell for sure with the fused together spikes, but it looks like he's balding.
Or is it because you're balding?
Or because I'm balding, yes. I want to fuse the remains of my hair together before it leaves me. I want to show my hair. I don't give a fuck how old you think I am. I'm 20.
How old are you, Andre?
Not 20.
Is it important for you to be an individual?
Of course it is. Otherwise, I'd just be another poor guy with no education and no money. General issue, man. Now I'm all that, and I have radical spikes.
Fair enough.
Maybe it was a bad idea. Anyway.
He looks at the molten toothbrush.
Goodbye, officer.
Alright, let's, do we have anything for composure? I think just our shoes, right? We'll do it once through our inventory just to make sure. I don't see anything, so we'll just try. Oh, here we go. Alright, we got lucky once. Let's get lucky
Hey,
again.
man, it's good to see you.
No words, just dance.
You close your eyes and dream of the shapes your body should form to bring this strange music into life. For now, such ferocity of motion is beyond you.
But just imagine the moves you could pull to this futuristic beat.
Puts a grin on your face just to think about it. Even a failed attempt gets the juices flowing and repairs some of the damage done by battles lost. If you up the dose and truly dance, who knows what will happen? Salvation.
Alright, screw it. Oh, I can't put any more points into it. Well, darn.
Goodbye, officer.
Guess we'll never see what that is.
You got us in, cop. I can't believe you got us in.
He looks around the hall, examining the carpentry.
With wonder in his sharp eyes.
Between you and me, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious of authority. But you really came through for the hardcore underground.
Yes, you really came through for the hardcore underground. How come?
He spreads his arms, looking around at the speed freak setting up shop.
Andre is busy cutting some slightly less lame, but still quite ungainly shapes on the church floor, sweating profusely. Estelle using her contact mic to listen to a tree underwater. The one with the large head is blasting the dance track on repeat, while the stained glass window behind him is rattling from the bass.
Yeah, I did it for mankind. For all of mankind.
Okay.
The lieutenant keeps it laconic. Now that our signs are synced, can you help me contact the Coalition?
You sure that's a good idea? Those are some serious frequencies you want to mess with.
Come on, Noid. I think we owe him.
Estelle's right. He's one of us now.
Guess it would be pretty soft core for me to say no, wouldn't it?
He gnaws a screw thoughtfully.
Yeah, alright. But if you're going to sync up with them, you're going to need a serious wave generator of your own. You understand what I'm saying?
What about the radio relay tower at Land's End? Is that serious enough?
Not likely. Scoped that spot a while back. It's short-wave stuff, mostly commercial. Plus, it's all rusted out.
Build it ourselves! We built this nightclub! We can build anything!
Wait, could we build a radio transmitter ourselves?
Yeah, maybe. Tech-wise, radio's not the spookiest thing around. Our part's finding an antenna big enough to align with those mega low frequencies.
The young man shrugs.
An antenna hardcore enough to shake the whole world!
Maybe not that big, but pretty big.
Noid, what do you think about the church?
It's a miracle of carpentry. Their bodies carved into total shapes. Now it can be something more.
He rubs his hands together. You say that as a carpenter yourself.
I don't say much anything as a carpenter anymore. They tried to make me into a reckoner and a leveller. Made me a bit manic, you know.
He shakes his head.
I regret the time I dedicated to that profession and that worker collective. I say things more as a member of the hardcore side dance community these days.
You're not going to ask me how I knew.
Why? You're a cop. I carry carpentry tools.
How do you think this church is? Over 300 years?
That's right. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it, on the coast here. Was one of the first things they did. Must have been really scared of something, but I understand. Alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face themselves and nature. Pre-industrial quantities of solitude, the sea, perhaps something more fundamental.
He means something paranatural. He must...
I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well.
His voice echoes in the wooden cavern of the church. What style is this church built in?
A cop who's into building critique. Okay then, this is folk DeLoreanism, lawmongerer. It's a subset of early DeLorean architecture.
He taps the floorboard. I'm not just a cop, I'm an art cop.
Art of core.
He nods appreciatively. Okay, and what is DeLorean architecture like?
Total. Everything between an ancient concrete cathedral and a glass cube is DeLoreanism. This is just an homespun version of it. Folksy stuff. Early mass production. They made thousands like this. Does that help you out?
What would a DeLorean building look like?
Like that woman there. Vertical, thin, white. A false image of grandeur. The source of the system is up there. You're at the bottom. They really dug that power vertical.
He nods toward the stained glass window.
Like to show off large and intricate structures. Arches, spires. Put you down with them. They were really into painting everything white too. Virginal shit, you know. Married shit. Virtue and tyranny.
This church isn't painted white, as far as I can tell.
Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside, before the sea wind took all the paint off.
He peeks out of a small window in the dark.
Year after year, flake after flake, whitewashed clean, then covered in green moss.
What did you mean by dead bodies?
Dead bodies of perennial plants. Sigma functions have left this place. It's a good thing we came along. The spiritual collapse has been total.
He taps on the wood. Spiritual collapse.
I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, cop man? After a short while, they shuddered and went away.
He continues without waiting for an answer.
They had sensed that she could no longer see them and that she wasn't like them anymore. What they loved in their mother weren't her body, but whatever it was that made her body live. End of quote. This is an high-quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it.
He kicks the floorboard. First, where's that quote from?
A Sarais man who lived a long time ago, an ancient hardcore brother.
What you're saying is, you're not a big fan of the innocentic system.
A 3,000-year-old tyrannical regime of history, built and maintained by hundreds of generations of self-appointed intellectuals. It's false core.
He looks around. But you guys said the Ecclesiastes were all about love and hardcore before, remember?
I only said unity. One word. Figures of authority always misquote you.
He points to his friends.
Andre doesn't care about the Ecclesiastes. He just wants the operation to run smoothly. And Egg is a demi-beast. You shouldn't listen to what people say. You should listen to what they are.
He even agreed with you about the Ecclesiastes being okay with this.
But were you wrong? The founding party is okay with everything. Look around. They don't have enough love for the human crew to oppose anything anymore. We're on our own.
He spreads his arms. He proposed dance music will supplement this system.
Anodic dance music. Regular dance music wasn't hard enough. And yes, I do.
He nods. How do you like the glass work? Point to the stained glass window.
I don't. Fucker giving me the evil eye.
He looks over his shoulder. Yeah, I'm getting some real negative vibrations from her too.
No wonder. We have to get rid of it. Dismantle it. Can't dance with a giant mass murderer looking at ya. Not a good look for the club.
He cracks his neck.
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer. This is a house of love.
Yells his friend.
Mass murder on the floor!
I do feel there is something terrifying about her.
There is. She is a party repellent and must be taken down before we can begin partying in here.
Yeah, take her down. Crash it. Destroy that window.
Will do.
The speed freak nods and pets at the toolbox, as if it were a cat.
No, Noid. Stop twisting my melon, man. People are gonna love it. It'll be our thing. Plus it keeps the cold out.
His friend disagrees. Would you say she was, human?
I like this question, cop man. She did not live the life of a human. She lived like someone who's playing a game. The life of an operator.
The man stretches his ribcage made of suspenders.
That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate me. And they do not think I'm innocent or some shit like that.
Yeah, they hate this too. Point to yourself.
Well, they loved her. They put all their love in her and forgot all about the rest of us.
The old man lets go of the suspenders. They hit his chest with a slap. But she's the innocence of humanism. Humanism seems to be a pretty big deal around here.
Humanism leads to eating sugar and pigs. Humanism was invented to mass-produce billions of humans. Billions of humans can mass-produce hundreds of billions of pigs. She liked games. Her legacy, the thing we live in, isn't real life. It's a strategy for some kind of victory against a long-dead opponent. But, yo, I'm only annoyed. What do I know?
Yeah, but she's pretty.
She invented the beauty you're feeling. She and her glass cutters and iconographers. You set the standard, all right?
He turns to look up at her face.
Then you meet it. It's effective like that, but it is also very soft of core. That so-called beauty of hers.
It's anything but soft core. It's terrifying.
You may be onto something, copper man. She's got those mass-murdering hips.
The man nods. He looks worried. Yeah, but like, who isn't accused of being a mass murderer these days?
No one says Arno van Eyck is a mass murderer. The Anodic pioneer Rietveld is not a mass murderer. He is not accused of mass murder. Likewise, no one says Jermaine Egghead or Andre are mass murderers. You can live entirely outside that suspicion. Billions of people go about not being guilty of mass murder. Just not her.
He nods up. Isn't she supposed to be an embodiment of the world spirit?
The world spirit does not have a body. It has organs. Hardcore is an organ of the world spirit.
He raises his left hand.
This Arno van Eyck track is an organ. The carpentry and glass cutting that built this house are also organs. She's a thief, if you ask me. An organ thief. All innocences are.
Yeah, I'm done talking about her. I don't want to think about her anymore.
What a strange choice of words.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Caustic. Overflowing with negativity. That can't be healthy. What's happening here? Why do you keep coming back to this window?
I don't know.
Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't come back to this anymore. Stop talking about it, please.
Let's talk about the glasswork again. I've been thinking about her.
The mass murderer. There
Alright,
is.
let's get back.
She is a party repellent and must be taken down. Will do.
No, Noid. Stop.
Okay.
Alright, how are you settling in?
Hard to say, cop man. Signs in here are distinctly wild. Gonna take a while before everything's properly synced. I did get to talk to the crab man though.
You mean Tiago?
Anyway, he's been giving me kind of a psychic rundown of this place. Dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us.
You mean all of his mother's love stuff isn't too spooky for you?
Have you been listening to what Egg's been saying? Love is hardcore, man. And the mother's love is the hardest core of all. The man picks up on stuff. And he knows a lot about the church. I got a lot to learn from him. Good thing you didn't squash him.
Alright, I wanted to talk some more about this place.
Dead body, spirit entered. What is there to talk? Sure.
Let's go back. What's with the clothes?
They're hardcore.
He shrugs. That's it?
They're just clothes.
Are they? You look outlandish. Alright, yeah, I thought there'd be more to it.
It's just a style, you know. Normal hard style. Anyone can wear it.
Why are you so suspicious about everything?
Suspicious people are esoteric people. We don't go around spilling everything to Johnny Law. They don't call me Noid for nothing. It took us setting out for this whole enterprise to get our signs synced.
Why are you called Noid anyway?
It's short for paranoid.
May I ask why? What good is being suspicious?
A reasonable question. Say I get hurt. I want to make sure it never happens again. So I analyse the situation. Exercise caution. Caution is suspicion.
And what are you suspicious of?
It'd be easier to list stuff I'm not suspicious of. I'm not suspicious of sound and colour. Mechanics and chemistry also have a trueness about them. Most anything else deceives. Wants to steal your life away.
This is a good, dangerous line of questioning. You should prod him on.
And what are the most suspicious things?
I don't have a top 10 list of things I'm most suspicious of, but if I had one, the left-right complex would be number 1. Number 2 would be their sole accomplishment, the pig-wheat paradigm.
Something is off here. You feel like it should be the other way around.
Don't you mean the left-right paradigm and the pig-wheat complex?
No. Politics is an inert complex of daily corruption and inane think pieces. The real paradigm is economic, and it concerns pig and wheat. This is where the innovation happens. It's only a theory, but I suspect they're breeding a pig-wheat hybrid. Probably in Grad.
Does this mean you're mentally ill?
Mental illness is a term the powers use to homogenise people. I think I don't reach mental illness. I am merely politically ill, a suspicious element.
Tell me more about the left-right business.
I prefer not to. Both ask the wrong questions, Any spark of light from either one is accidental. Their combined movement's only concern is producing enough pig and wheat for everyone. The end goal of humanity. The original mistake was assuming that words have more being than bodies. That's what led us astray, far from our true lives, but we may yet find a way back.
Whatever this true life is, you feel it's the real centerpiece of this mythology.
What's suspicious about the production of pork and wheat?
It's only our shit. We should make better use of not being animals, or cereal grain, ourselves.
He shrugs. What's bad about cereal grain? Having enough food could be a precursor for greater things.
Yes, having food is means to an end. But the left never talks about the end, only the means. Caps are likewise suckers, constantly sleepless in worry.
Well, that was certainly stimulating. I want to ask you about something else now.
His eyes flicker.
You mentioned true life. What would that be like?
The life is true if it's free from fear, an internal division among oneself. And others, mankind has seeds of greatness in it. A germinal will come, a return to trueness. It will be hardcore.
How do you go about returning to this true life?
Beats and bright lights to shatter falsehoods. Nerve impulses for the collective body. We are very much alike in basic structure. An hard enough beat would awaken everyone to a truer calling. In unity.
Just like that. The speed freak is right in your face, his eyes burning. His comrades look on worriedly. The young man is dead serious about this. Rejection of the right-left axis. Emphasis on unity. Appreciation of some primordial mode of being. What does that remind you of?
Sort of like fascism then.
Nationalism, militarism, racism, an emphasis on a leader character are totally absent in hardcore.
The words echo through the church majestically. Fair enough, just making an observation.
He picks up a wrench and scratches his head with it, unaroused by fascism.
So you're advocating a noise-based society.
Many non-Occidental cultures share a beat at their art. Thus, they are closer to true, hardcore life. There's just never been enough of them, and they had to rely on some extremely basic percussion.
You keep mentioning hardcore. What does it mean to you?
Utmost dedication. Thoughts from the spinal cord. It's a potent superlative as well.
The term also signifies certain varieties of pornography that depict penetration, just so you know.
Well, thank you, Encyclopedia.
Egghead usually has a better concept of the hardcore. He just really likes saying hardcore.
Hardcore!
His friend shouts from behind his mixed table, the smile surpassing your own in wideness, a total moon face, and eyes full of naive wonderment. The term hardcore also denotes a strain of pornography that depicts penetration. Did you know that?
That's a pretty hardcore coincidence, don't you think?
Yeah!
Alright, let's change the subject.
Oh yeah, sure thing.
What did Tiago tell you about the church?
The Crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things. Things that give off bad signs. As far as we can tell, the Ubies built this place about 320 years ago as a sarcophagus.
Do you mean there are dead bodies here?
Not like a literal sarcophagus. I'm just being metaphorical.
What's it for?
Encasement, confinement, of something they were afraid of. Something new and unheard of on the Isla. I think that's what the Crabman is experiencing when he climbs around upstairs.
He looks up into the darkness beyond the beams.
Like, this is some old world shit the Ubies had heard about. I thought the best way to deal with it was to build a church, surrounding it, to contain it.
I don't get it. Contain what exactly?
I don't know. And it's not something they properly understood either, what it does. But it's what this Soona person is looking for, and trying to measure.
He nods toward the woman.
It'll be fruitless though. She won't be able to measure it. People like that always want to measure everything. All those things they really can't.
What makes you think Soona's going to fail?
Seems to be the trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like substance.
I found a doomed commercial area in Martinez proper. Maybe it's the same thing the Ubis were trying to contain.
Like a concentric ring spreading out. The struggling villages.
The old man rubs his chin, in silence, then mumbles.
And that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead. Yeah, a lot of failure has gone down around here.
You think there's any merit to the theory?
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's not even a thing we can answer, Cop Man. Even I have limits. I'm a limited sire person.
He shrugs. Well, if it's without substance, I guess there's nothing to worry about.
Maybe you can figure things out, Cop Man. I think we got on a good level here. The signs are syncing up well.
Alright. Take care, Noid. I'm gonna do those checks at the beginning of the next episode, then we'll hopefully finish her quest line. And, finally go to bed. It's been 2 a.m. for a while. Time is not moving forward, so I'm gonna call it here. Next episode, we'll finish speaking to Noid, and then we'll talk to Soona, not Suma, and see if we can't find out what's going on in the church. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.